You could hear me speaking about 2010. In 2010, the trainers themselves would be conducting the courses in their respective countries and would be initiating people into becoming blessing givers. There shall be no control or conditions imposed on the trainers. They would come from their own life experiences and from their own insights, and will have the freedom to restructure the courses as they feel best. That's for 2010. 2011, the courses could still continue, but then the blessing givers themselves would be in a position to initiate others into becoming blessing givers, because by that time the phenomenon would have grown much, much more. So there will be a large number of blessing givers. The idea is to produce a large number of blessing givers without having to spend money. The year 2012, the blessing givers would organize themselves into either small, medium or large groups in villages, towns, cities or wherever they like, and these people would be trained to give blessings to each other periodically, once a week or once in 15 days or once in a month. Now, this is completely something which they will be doing themselves. They will be giving dikshas to themselves as groups. It's a very special kind of diksha. This should be started in the year 2012. This is the process. In this process, people's consciousness would be raised. If they happen to be Christians, they would experience Christ consciousness. If they are Buddhists, they would experience the Buddha's consciousness. If they happen to be Hindus, it depends upon what consciousness they would like to experience, either Krishna consciousness or Rama consciousness. If they happen to be Muslims, they would discover the true essence of Islam, and there should be an Islamic consciousness. If you happen to be an atheist, you will feel very connected with nature and to fellow human beings. So it all depends upon what one has been seeking and what has been one's conditioning. It will not be the same. If there are 1,000 people, their states, their insights could be in 1,000 different ways. That's why we do not call it sameness, we call it oneness. One could have a Christian experience, one could have a Buddhist experience, very different, but then they will feel close to one another, they will feel oneness among themselves. This is what will happen in 2012, because the energies will be shifting in 2012. The energy shift is not brought about by us, it's a natural phenomenon, exactly like what happened in 1989. There was an energy shift which was made use of by people to bring down the Berlin Wall, and finally the fading away of communism, and what happened in China and in many other places on the planet. People could do this because there was an energy shift. Similarly, there will be a massive shift of energy in 2012, so people from all walks of life would make use of it. Spiritual people, all kinds of spiritual people could make use of it. We want to make use of it to bring people closer to one another. They will feel a oneness among themselves. They will not only feel a oneness inside, but a oneness with fellow human beings and nature and animals and the whole earth itself. So this is the process for 2012. We have to get geared up for this process, which means the phenomenon which began in 1989, which has been called either the Amma Bhagavan phenomenon or the oneness phenomenon, must be completely free. It should not be controlled by either courses or by charges. As long as these two chains are there, the phenomenon is being controlled, it is not being let loose. Unless it is let loose, it will not be able to achieve what it is meant to achieve. It should not be and cannot be held back anymore. You have got to cooperate with me in this. Basically, the trainers must become people who will be initiating others into becoming blessing givers, and in 2011, the blessing givers initiating others into becoming blessing givers, and in 2012, forming the groups who will be giving the blessings to themselves and move on to the next higher level of consciousness. Most of today's problems are because of humanity functioning from a lower level of consciousness. As we start functioning from a higher level of consciousness, these problems should naturally disappear. And the house is on fire, we have no time to waste. This is where I need all your cooperation. We will hang around till 2013 or 14, helping you stabilize these things, and after March 2014, we would all like to vanish away from the scene. Our continued presence would make it into a cult, would distort oneness. Oneness It is not a concept, it is not a word. It's a living experience in the hearts of people. It should continue to live in the hearts of people and may continue for generation after generation. This could happen only if we vanish from the scene. We should go back to our normal, simple, anonymous lives. That is what we intend to do in 2014. That was the answer for your first question. Uttama, could you go on to the second question?
Yes, Bhagavan. Thank you so much, Bhagavan. Second question is, how can we deepen our states in the states of those around us and make it a permanent reality?
To deepen your own state, you must start practicing awareness. You must start with simple physical things. Like, for example, every day in the morning you brush your teeth. Now, this has become a habit. You must break the habit and become aware of the brushing against your teeth, your gums. Similarly, when you have your bath, it should not be a mechanical, habitual bath where your mind is going back to what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. You should bring your awareness to every drop of water that is falling on your body, the sensations, whatever is happening must be fully experienced. Similarly, when you are eating, every morsel of food that is going in must be experienced, not mechanically eaten. If you are going for a morning walk, the movement of your body must be closely observed. The sensations of the wind beating against your body must be experienced. You must start with physical things which have become a habit. Having done this for 21 days, you should then move on to observing what's happening inside you. If you have done this with the physical things, then watching what's going on inside becomes very, very easy. With this awareness, you slowly discover your state is becoming permanent. And as to helping others, you must learn the art of listening. When people come to you with their suffering or with their problem, you must listen to them without a single comment, either verbally or internally. There should be no judgment, either as condemnation or as praise. They should be simply listened to with complete attention. Then as you listen, you may sometimes feel like touching other person on the shoulder or holding his or her hands or just weeping with them. Just do this and the person will be helped enormously in moving into better states of consciousness. So that is the answer for the second question. The third question, Uttama.
Yes, Bhagavan. Thank you, Bhagavan. What is the best way to deepen our experience with our inner guides, the presence of the divine seated in our own hearts, Bhagavan?
For this, what is most important is the practice of inner integrity. Most of us think that's what's going on inside our heads. The reasons we give are the real problems. But strangely, the real problem is deep inside. What we speak of as a problem is only the created problem. The real problem is much deeper. And you've got to discover it day in and day out. How? Through the practice of inner integrity. As you keep practicing inner integrity, you will soon discover that you're going deep inside yourself and getting in touch with the real problem. Once you do that, you immediately get in touch with the divine. I would like to give you an example here to help you understand this. A very famous neurosurgeon in Delhi, who often takes the help of Amma Bhagavan for conducting brain surgeries, was once confronted with a very serious problem. The patient had severe brain damage from an accident. So this person is normally guided by Amma Bhagavan in the surgery. So that day, there was no guidance. So he began to say, Bhagavan, Bhagavan, please help me to save this poor man. But nothing happened. Then a little while later, he began to say, oh Bhagavan, if he dies, his wife who is standing here would become a widow. His children would become fatherless. So please help Bhagavan. Still nothing happened. Then he waited quietly for some time, went inside, trying to use inner integrity and see what's happening. Then he discovered that he was not at all concerned about the man, nor the woman or the children. He was concerned about himself because he had a very good reputation as a neurosurgeon with almost no failures. Now he was worried, if this man dies, his reputation should go away. At this point he began to say, Bhagavan, if this man dies, my reputation should be gone. Please help me with my reputation. He got connected and the surgery was a grand success. So here we see an example of how inner integrity puts you in touch with the divine. So if you want to get in touch with the Antaryaman, you have to practice inner integrity. Here also it's for 21 days. All practices are to be done for 21 days without a break.